we're meeting President Clinton, and Mama gets to talking to him for 5 or 10 minutes, and just because she knew people just Mama could meet strangers. It was really cool to meet him. He lets us go in to the Oval Office, and this is no lie.
And y'all were not supposed to do that.
We just, back then, we didn't have, 9/11 hadn't hit.
Right, but that wasn't on y'all's
No, that was
agenda.
not in the journey. Yeah. No. So President Clinton, he goes, y'all want to go to the Oval Office? Well, yeah. So we sit in the chair where the president sits in the Oval Office. And, obviously we don't have documentation. There may have been some pictures.
Sure, yeah.
Because you're not going around showing that off.
Right.
But we did. The whole team got to go in there. We sat in a chair, and we had a dinner that night. We fly on the Concorde. Well, before I get on the Concorde, I open up Golf World magazine, and there's an article written, and it kind of did like, just a scouting report on each player for each team.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading through all of them, and it was supposed to be whatever. And so they get to me, and it says, Jim Gallagher Jr., he's the kind of player you get with this system they have, and he's got the heart of a lamb, and the Europeans are going to make chopped liver out of him. Well, that basically ticked me off pretty bad. And so I was mad.
Sure.
So I get on the Concorde, and I tell everybody about it. And so they kind of tagged me with this Killer Lamb Chop, nickname.
Right.
No, they called me Lamb Chop. That's what it was.
Yeah,
They start with Lamb Chop. So I'm ticked. I mean, I'm motivated now. Now I'm not even nervous.
Right.
Now I'm motivated.
Was this your first taste of like the media and like
of being negative? Yeah, because everybody was really good to me, and you take the good and the bad.
Sure.
But that was like they didn't know what was inside of my heart and what made me, and that's why now that I'm a golf analyst, I try not to act like I know what's going through the person's heart.
right?
Or because you don't know what's in their heart, what drives them, and it may appear that they're not being driven, but for me, I was driven. So we land, and I see all these hundreds and hundreds of people lined up. It was like they were meeting a rock star, like the Beatles were coming to town.
Right.
And I thought to Obama and I walking in there, and I said, "Oh my gosh, what have we got ourselves into?" And so we go through this thing, and we meet Prince Edward. We meet all these dignitaries and everything, and we go to the hotel, and we're all staying there. We go out in the practice rounds, and Tom Watson was the captain, and he was awesome. I mean, this is the Tom Watson. I mean, and he's my captain, so I was like, Allah.
Oh yeah.
Allah, Tom Watson, just crazy. And so I don't know when I'm going to play, how I'm going to play, who I'm going to play with. Don't know anything, but I know I'm playing my butt off, and I'm playing really well. So that night they make the foursome, the alternate shot pairings, and I'm not in them. That's fine. So he says, guys, if you're not playing, sleep in, take an overball. Want all your wives out there, pulling for the guys.
Right.
So there's a fog delay, blah, blah, blah. Well, you may not play any of them until singles. You don't know, because I'm a rookie. And we've got 4 rookies. I mean, Lee Jansen, Davis, me. Who's the other rookie? Anyway, so we're out there. We're rookies. There may have only been 3 of us. But so we're rookies, and we're like, John Cook.
Oh, yeah, John
Cook was a rookie, which he's already is older than me, but we were the rookies. We were the 4 rookies. And so the pairings came out for the afternoon, and I'm paired with Lee Jansen, who is also a rookie, but the current U.S. Open champion.
Right.
And we're going to play Peter Baker and Ian Woosnam in the first match of 4-ball. We're like the second match out. So now I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And I'm playing so good, and I'm hitting it so good. Lee was struggling a little bit, and Peter Baker starts making it from across the world. I bet he made 8 putts over 25 feet. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
We get to the last hole, and I hit it in about 8 feet. I had that same basic putt in the practice round, so I knew what it was going to do. I knew I was going to make it. He makes it from 40 feet behind the green to beat us one up. I don't even get the putt. So now I'm 0-1. I'm thinking, God, I didn't play that bad. I'll never play again. We lose. So I said, I'm not going to play the singles. 4 alternate shot comes out. Of course, I'm not in those. And then I heard the story that, they weren't sure who they were going to play, and I think some of the veterans said, Jim's playing really well. You got to put him in. He's playing really well, seriously. And so I don't know that I just had heard that story. So we get in there, and the next thing I know, I'm playing with Corey Pavin. And we're playing Constantino Rocca and Mark James in best ball. And Corey goes crazy. I think he shoots 20.
He was a pretty slick putter.
He was really good.
As well.
He shot like 29 or 30 at the front. But I'd also made 3 or 4 birdies, but got no credit. So we get to the 9th hole, and I got it in there about 6 feet, and he's got it in there about 10 for about his 6th birdie of the day. He's already holed one from the fairway, and I'm thinking, I'm putting first. You are not counting every hole. They're going to think I'm a chop and just out here keeping your scorecard.
Exactly.
So I knock it in, and he laughs, and we get to, I think, 11, and I'm deciding what to hit. And this is a true story. He tells me this day. And so I said, I don't think I can hit driver. He goes, well, hit 3-wood. Well, I pop up my 3-wood. Now I got to hit 2-iron in. I go, well, that's the last time I listened to you, and it was my fault I hit a bad shot. We end up beating them 5-4.
Okay.
So I got 1-1, and I'm really excited.
You got your confidence
Got my
up,
confidence
yeah.
back. I knew I wasn't playing bad. So we're going to play singles, and I'm paired up against Sam Torrance.
Okay.
And then we come in that night, and Tom says there's a chance that Sam may not play because he's got an infection in his foot and can't walk and blah, blah, blah.
And at that time, had they made the pairings?
Pairings are made, but
Okay.
back then, and I think it's probably the same now, each team at the beginning of those pairings, I believe, had put a name in the hat in case something like that happened.
Sure.
And instead of you just winning, they split and have the match. Mm-hmm. And so the person, say Sam wouldn't play, I would go play. In our case, it was Lanny's name was in the envelope. Lanny Watkins, who was one of the greatest Ryder Cup players, put his name in the envelope, which I thought was one of the most team-oriented, whatever gestures ever. He was a pick, and he said that's his reasoning, but that was really honorable.
Yeah.
So his name's in the hat. So what happens is now he goes in against Sam. They have it. So now I go play who Lanny was going to play, if that happens.
Okay.
So we wake up the next morning, and we're at the church service with the kites, and I look up, I said, Lanny's playing Sevy. So if Sam WDs, that means I'm playing Sevy. I won't play Sevy. Here
No
I am,
way.
I'm just acting crazy up there, and all of a sudden I see
Had
this-
you met Sevy in person?
I had played with him maybe once,
Okay.
but I knew, he was
Oh,
obviously
sure.
the Ryder Cup.
And this wasn't in.
No, this is over
America,
there.
this was-
No, this is like playing in Tiger Stadium in Death Valley. This is it.
Yeah.
Or in Knoxville playing, whatever. So we're sitting in there, and all of a sudden this little man gets the ladder, pulls his name up, pulls Sam's name off, pulls Lanny, and then puts me up against Sevy. And Tom goes, well, you got what you wished for. I said, yes, I did. But I didn't have time to be nervous because I didn't sleep on it.
Right. You didn't know, and literally until basically you walked
2
on the
hours
tee.
before.
Yeah.
So I had 2 hours to get ready, or an hour and a half to get ready. So I'm fired up. I'm ready to play, and I'm hitting it good. I saw Butch Harmon out there, and he goes, you got this, pro. He's encouraging me. And so we get to the first tee, and I'm nervous. The first time on the first tee, the first day, I couldn't get my hand on the ball on the tee. I'm hand shaking.
I can't
I
imagine.
grab my other hand. It's shaking. The earth's shaking. The whole world's shaking. So now I'm playing Sevy. And I was nervous, but I was fired up. Mm-hmm. I was lamb chop.
Yep.
Right? So I get there, and I tee off first. Sevy tees off second. And I hit my little 3-wood off the tee. As we're about to walk off the end of the tee, I hear Bernard Gallagher, the captain, say, Sevy, you'll beat him 7-5.
No way.
Yeah, you don't do that to me. So I turn around to Tom Watson and Lanny. He goes, I'm taking his blank down. I'm whooping his blank today.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going down.
Yeah.
And I was no longer nervous. I was on a mission. And I'm not bragging on myself. I'm just telling you the feelings I had.
Yeah. The emotions.
Yeah. So I'm up on him, up on him. And I remember he got it up and down several times there. And I was like, this guy just ain't going to go away. And he duck hooks it left on 7. I think, well, I'm going to win this hole. I'm going to, get him. Well, he gets a free drop. But long story short, he wins the dang hole.